Donald Trump, at the core of it all, is a true liar till the very end. So Donald Trump had a recent ABC News interview in which he spoke about Kilmar Abrego Garcia's tattoos. Now, as some of you may know, Kilmar does have some odd tattoos from about this knuckle all the way to here. He's got, if I recall correctly, he has a marijuana tattoo. He has, following after that, I believe, a smiley face, then a cross, then a skull. They could be gang-related, but gang-related tattoos are not cause for arrest or deportation without due process. Now, Donald Trump was confronted about this picture that was photoshopped to say MS13 on the knuckles. Donald Trump refuses to acknowledge that the MS13 on the knuckles was actually typed onto the picture and was not actually on Kilmar Abrego Garcia's skin. Watch.
Wasn't a member of a gang, and then they looked, and on his knuckles he had MS13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS13 on his knuckles tattooed.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS13.
It says MS13.
That was photoshopped. So let me
That was photoshopped. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry. But you're not being very nice. He had MS13 tattooed.
We'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else.
Terry, do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
And you think it was Photoshop? Well,
here we go.
Don't Photoshop it. Go look at his hand. He had MS13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine, sir.
Terry,
I want to get to Ukraine.
No. He had MS as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why people no longer believe the news, because
now, Donald Trump has successfully portrayed himself as the victim in this situation. Now, we're going to actually look up the actual tattoos alongside the picture of the tattoos that you're meant to perceive as being MS13. Now, in the video, I want to just address that. Actually, I'll address it after I show y'all the picture. So, we're going to look at Kilmar Abrego Garcia's hands because these tattoos are real, but they're not exactly as Donald Trump and company would have you believe they are. These are the tattoos on Kilmar's hands. Now, the marijuana symbol, the smiley face, the cross, and the skull are all real. However, the MS13 that Donald Trump claims is actually there is clearly typed on. It's not the same shade, it's not the same color, and it's clearly not blended into his skin. Donald Trump does not just argue that the tattoos are gang affiliated. He says, you can see as clear as day, MS13. Now, obviously, to anybody who has used the internet for longer than 10 minutes, this is not actually on his skin. It's not. Donald Trump, who tweets like he's Gen Z, would have you believe he doesn't know how this works. It's obviously Photoshop, but he will deny it till the very end because he does not believe in what? Accountability. Donald Trump's biggest nemesis in this world is accountability. It's not Putin, it's not Iran, it's not whoever he declares to be his newest villain or whatever journalist isn't slurping up his meat. No, this accountability, reality is his biggest enemy. Now, let's address something here. Obviously, Donald Trump will come away from this the victor. Right-wing media will run with this interview as an example of the media being unfair and dishonest, despite the fact that Donald Trump makes it abundantly clear in this ABC interview. He's not just talking about the tattoos on Kilmar's hand, the marijuana sign, the smiley face, the cross, the skull. He's talking about the letters MS13. The letters MS13 are not on his hand. Donald Trump knows that, but he insists that they are. And this punk-ass journalist sits there and he's like, it was Photoshopped. Even the journalist's body language is so cowardly and so slimy, it makes it seem like he's being dismissive of some kind of secret truth you're not supposed to know. It's Photoshop, let's move on. No, I know it's Photoshop, let's move on. Get in the pocket with Trump. Trump is trying to deny reality. Here you have an opportunity to step in the mix and really go like band for band with this thing and really step in there and box with him. And you sitting talking about it's Photoshop. Let's move on. Let's move on. it could be interpreted otherwise. Let's move on. You're making it seem like Trump is like presenting some kind of forbidden truth that the mainstream media doesn't want you to know, right? Take the secret pill. Cure that scientists hate me for showing you. Like, my God, dude. Like, this reporter had one job. Get in the pocket and box with Trump. Yeah, his diaper might stink. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, look, but you got to get in there, my nigga. You can't just be like, come on, bruh. He's sitting there talking about some, it was Photoshop. Let's move on. My God. And Trump's going to get away with this. He's going to get away with this. Understand, Trump is not just saying, he's not even saying the tattoos are MS-13. He's saying MS-13 are literally tattooed on his hand. There is no evidence of this. No one of any expertise in gangs has come out and acknowledged these tattoos to be gang affiliated, and chances are they might be. They might be gang affiliated. But we don't sit there and arrest someone for having gang affiliated tattoos, nor do we deport them without due process. Gang related tattoos is not evidence of guilt. It might lead you to someone guilty. It might imply that this person might be associated with, unsavory characters, but it's not evidence in and of itself in any civilized functioning society. Lord have mercy. And then look at how childish Trump is. He resorts to childish insults when it's not going his way. I chose you because frankly I didn't know you. Which is code for I know who you are, but I like you, so I chose you, but now you're not being nice to me, so I'm going to pretend like I've never met you. Trump is sassy as hell. I chose you because I don't even know who you are. You're irrelevant. The reality is, like, Donald Trump says, I chose you because, frankly, I don't even know who you are. Which is like, nobody believes that. Donald Trump knows all these people by name. Like, come on. I don't know. I don't know who he thinks he's. Donald Trump knows all of these journalists by name. He knows all of these people by name. I don't know how. I don't know why, but he does. He knows all of these people by name. Sitting talking about some, I chose you because I didn't know who you are. Okay, one of two things is happening here. Either A, he chose him because he really doesn't know who he is and was hoping he would get an unbiased interview, or he chose him because he did know who he was and therefore thought he was going to get an unbiased interview. The reason why Donald Trump has a harder time with the media in comparison to other presidents, which honestly he really doesn't, but the reason why it seems that way is because Donald Trump does stupid shit. He deports people without due process. He lies about tariffs and then enacts them and ruins the economy. He tears up the stock market. Donald Trump does things that other presidents don't do. And as a result, he has to answer to things that he's done that other presidents did not do. But Trump supporters don't want to accept that reality, though. Trump supporters live in this la-la land of, why you treating Donald Trump so differently? You niggas advocate for all the stuff he did. Now when it's having negative effects, you want the media to pretend like it's not real? Of course people treat Trump differently from Biden. Trump is creating a recession. COVID was out of his hands. COVID was out of Biden's hands. Donald Trump is of his own free will destroying the economy. And I'm obligated to behave like he's not to make you feel better? Conservatives can never ever talk about accountability ever again. Conservatives can never ever talk about, you blacks, you women, you minorities we don't like. You need to learn about accountability and stop talking about the past. You need to really take responsibility for what you do. Now all of a sudden it's your turn to take responsibility. Now all of a sudden it's your turn to answer for some shit you done did, and now all of a sudden it's unfair? Bro, conservatives, bro, you treat these niggas the way they treat other people, they get so mad. This is why we don't trust the mainstream media. Okay, go on ahead and run in the Capitol and get shot again for this bitch ass nigga like you did last time. Since y'all know the truth so goddamn, since you discovered the goddamn truth, since you know so goddamn much, go on ahead and run in the Capitol again. Go ahead and run in the Capitol one more time. Might as well go on ahead and do it. Cause since he know every goddamn thing and he's y'all savior, go do what he tell y'all to do. Talking about some this why we don't trust the mainstream media. Nigga, suck a dick.